Hey, what's going on, fellas? Thank you for joining me in this video. And today we're going to talk about how to style a gingham shirt with a tie. It's one of the most common questions in menswear, and a lot of guys tend to ask me that question too because I love gingham shirts. It's pretty much all I wear other than my one or two striped shirts that I have. Well, first, what is a gingham shirt? It's pretty much what I'm wearing right now. It's a shirt that has a checkered pattern all over the shirt. So on the scale of formality, it's more on the casual pattern side, even though I've seen guys wear the gingham shirt with suits. But how do you style it? Well, first, you don't have to wear a tie with the shirt. 55% of the time that I wear a gingham shirt, I'm wearing it just like this with no tie. It already speaks for itself. But if you do have to wear a tie with the shirt, or if you want to wear a tie with the shirt, I keep it simple. I don't overcomplicate my wardrobe. I look at it as, okay, the shirt's already busy. There's a lot going on here. So I want my tie to be on the subtle side. So think of contrast. If my shirt's busy, I want my ties to be less busy. So here's one option. So the only thing bold about this tie is the yellow color, but in terms of pattern, there's just some small squares on it. So this is what I mean by subtle. So I can either wear this tie so I went with this tie, which is a darker blue tie to go with the lighter blue shirt. Now, can you see the pattern on this tie? You probably can't because of how close the camera is to me, but if you were at quite a distance, you probably wouldn't even notice that this tie has a pattern to it. But there's some patterns, some little dots to it. So those are my choices when it comes to patterns and ties to match with a gingham shirt. This is what I will not wear with a gingham shirt. Paisley tie. I just think there's just too much going on with the tie, and there's already too much going on with the shirt for them to cohabitate. Mainly because the paisleys are a little too big. I wouldn't wear this type of paisley tie with a gingham shirt. I've seen ties that have little paisley patterns. I would still stay clear of those. I wouldn't wear any paisley tie with a gingham shirt or a striped tie. You might get a pass with this, but just for me personally, I wouldn't wear a striped tie like this with a gingham shirt. Again, it's just too big and just a lot going on to cohabitate with the gingham shirt. So your best bet, your safe bet for ties to go with a gingham shirt is a plain, simple tie. It's not many ways you can mess up a plain tie. Probably wouldn't wear a pink tie with this color shirt, but even if you were to go with like say a darker blue tie, a plain tie can be boring. There's not much going on here. It's pretty plain. So if I was gonna wear a tie with my gingham shirt, it would be a silk knitted tie. At least with those type of ties, it has some texture like this. Now, this is what I would wear with a gingham shirt. If you had to lay out a whole bunch of ties, to wear with a gingham shirt, I would always beeline to the silk knitted tie. Not only is it plain, but if you look closely, it has some texture to it. So there's no pattern, but it's so subtle, you can't tell what it is until you come a little bit closer. So of all the ties, I always go with a silk knitted tie for a gingham shirt. So in summary, the ties that I wouldn't wear with the gingham shirts are the ones that have big, bold patterns. The big paisley, the big stripes. The ties that I would wear with a gingham shirt are ones that have little patterns. So the little squares, the little dots, or just do away with the patterns and get you a nice silk knitted tie. The pink tie was silk, but with a knitted tie, that's when you get the texture. Oh, and by the way, if you're interested in this look, both shirt and tie are from the Tie Bar. I'm gonna link it down in the description below. So that does it, folks. Thank you for joining me again in this midweek. I would love to hear your thoughts. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? What kind of styles of ties do you wear with your gingham shirts? I would love to hear your comments down below. But thank you for watching this video. I will be back again on Saturday. And until then, stay fly, stay fit.